Ah! Here she comes, Ryder. Gonna blow you away. So same as before, when you're building brackets, always build a rough template of the cardboard. Then you can trim it and match it, fit exactly how you want. And then it's always easier to cut with your utility knife if you want to put some fancy designs or shape into it. So see, I've got my first test corner out. Now I'm going to move down to this next line here to get the overlap I want for my bolt on here on the top. And I'll go down and figure out how I want to do the tie-in down on these two. I always find a pattern. And angle you want to work with to trim down any excess weight. So I'm using this 4-inch radius. I fixed this radius here, and I want to lightweight some area here, so I'm using that radius as my starting point. And then I'll probably come off on an angle and then fix my corners and round them off, so I don't have a lot of sharp corners. So once you get your angles drawed, you can cut your template and see how you like it. So that's going to be the side view of the Jeep, and that'll be the top view. So now I'm going to go hold it up to the side of the Jeep. See how it looks. My two lights will go on the top. That will be my ditch or bush line spotlights. So if you like it, you can call it a good pattern. If you want to modify it as you go from this point, as long as you get a rough fit, you can pick away at lightweighting it, drilling some holes in the center or doing some other fancy patterns. But if you like the rough pattern to start, and give it a try. Now you just need your steel or aluminum plating and get it cut and bent. We'll be doing that next. So once you have your pattern cut out for a start, you can trace your template onto your material. I'm going to use 1/8 aluminum plating, keep it lightweight yet really strong. So this here you can cut with a jigsaw, with a coarse saw blade, and a good hole saw to drill out the holes. So took my template, cut out my aluminum pieces, and marked here where I'm gonna just have to run to the machine shop, or someone with a brake can break it at this point to go over the top. So just laid these side by side and viced them. Went around and cleaned everything up with the buffer wheel and made them symmetrical. So one side the same exact as the other side. So I'll take these to the machine shop and get a break on these two bends, and then should be good to go to drill my bowl holes and then paint and clean and paint. So guys, we're back here at the shop, and I finally got my light brackets bent and all painted and installed today. So I'm going to show you what the finished product looked like when we were done, and how bright these little lights are. Seem to be doing really good. So here we go. I'll give you the walkabout. I'm going to do a few modifications on some angles on the top plate just to square things up once I got it mounted, but turned out pretty good overall. So we got our lights on here today. So all driving lights for the winter are installed now. This is how my brackets turned out. And what's nice about doing your own, you can put your own designs on them and make them your own. So I'm just going to angle this a little bit better to match the corners here. Probably sometime in the future, get another Saturday to the front corner here, just to dress it up a little bit to make it more angled to the Jeep. And the same here, I'll just dress this corner up back here to match a little better to this angle. You can never really tell exactly until you get things mounted and in place. Yeah, the same as always, just tuck your wire in between the window hinge and this trim here. Lots of room for the two wires. You can see this one here needs just a little bit of a square up to this corner too, so that's a pop it back off on a Saturday, about a half hour work, and then let the paint dry again. Yeah, these little lights seem to be okay. I'll turn them on here and show you how well they look. So once you got your auxiliary lights hooked up outside and tested, your auxiliary switches tested on the light package that Jeep puts out, you can go into your apps, scroll over to settings, and you want to scroll down and you'll come into auxiliary switches. And you have auxiliary 1, auxiliary 2, auxiliary 3 switch. From here you can control latching, momentary, which has a timer. You can select battery power or ignition power for these. We're just going to check out this one. Yeah, you can just select back and forth. and then go back and select battery, latching. So yeah, you can set these 4 switches up to be either ignition power or battery power, which is pretty cool. That's the 2 little lights there. They seem to be pretty bright. Of course, you can't get them aimed until after dark, but should be good. Seem to be intense as the other ones. So what's nice is down here on my auxiliary switches, on 2 and 1 is the other ones. These are all powered without ignition, so if you're at the campsite or just need some good work lamps. We did a test on these front ones the other day, and we were only drawing 5.5 amps with the light bar and the 2 bars. So them other ones can't be drawn that much at least, so you should have pretty good battery life on just letting it sit there and draw. Yeah, that's how they turned out. And now we're ready for the winter. It gets dark at like 5 o'clock now, and not daylight till 7:30, quarter to 8. And it just gets a little bit worse before it switches again. I did manage to find some mud flaps finally for the Rubicon. I'm hoping to see them here next week from WeatherTech. So hopefully they show up and we can get rid of some of this road dirt, and I'll show you how they fit. Okay, for now, we'll talk to you when the mud flaps come in. Recording how bright the lights are. So we're doing our night check. Made my adjustments. This is regular headlights, high beam, low beam, with driving lights, factory driving lights off. These are the aftermarket driving lights installed. High beam, low beam, low beam with factory lights on, off. So these lights last. I would say that they're a good investment for the money. They're nice and bright and add a big difference to what's going on around you. Here in the parking lot, I'm sure in the bush, on the highway, you'll see a big difference too. So I finally got my mud flaps in here to try on the Jeep Rubicon edition. They're new WeatherTech ones that have shown up, so we're going to take a look at them and do a fit test and get these things on if they're good. So here's the new WeatherTech mud guards for the Jeep 2018-22 Wrangler, Rubicon, and Gladiator. These are the front ones. So they come all packaged up. Of course, there's the hardware. Now we're going to do a fit test on the one here. We got it as a wrapper. Looks way better than the other ones I've ordered for just the regular one. So let's hold it up here and see if it all lines up. There. Everything seems to line up. Goes in place good. Got the cutout for the factory rock guard. I've already changed that out, so I think these are the ones finally, guys. We'll get them on here and give you a good rundown. I'll put an installation guide in here explaining, move all the plastic clips, put on the little J-nuts, and then there's some fastener screws, so this should work pretty good. So we got it installed about maybe 10 minutes. Nice anchor bolt down there, and 2 bolts there where your pop rivets come out. Your pop rivet there, and then a nice screw there. Looks like lots of coverage all the way back in there. It doesn't look that bad. So I think these will be the answer. I'm going to put them on and give them a try over the winter and go from there. But that's the new WeatherTech front mud flap for the Jeep Rubicon 2018 and a half, 2019 and 2020. Okay, there's the passenger side on. Looks like we got good coverage. We got the factory rock rails will slip right into them grooves. The trim is good. So we'll give them a try and see how they do for deflecting the mud from getting up all over the back door and into the fender here. Well, everybody has a problem with the back door dragging through the mud and snow and slush. So the fit is recommended 100%, about a half-hour job to do it. And yeah, so now I'll move to the back ones, see how they fit. So this is the rear WeatherTech mud flaps for the 2018 plus Jeep Wrangler JL Rubicon. I'm going to attempt to put these on, see how they fit. They seem to be molded really well. We'll go hold them up to the rack here. It looks like everything's going to line up. Clip in, a little clip here to go around the bumper insert. But yeah, rough fit's good, so we'll put them on and see what they look like. So I got the rear mud flaps on. You take this upper plug out, use the bracket behind it, use the existing bracket there, and then I just drilled a hole and put an extra secure with the zip tie on the inside edge. But yeah, fit pretty good. Of course, I'm scuffed up from the Rubicon trail. And on the other side, we had to do a few modifications because I broke the bracket behind my fender liner on the top, so we had to add one here, a zip tie. But it tucks in behind there. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the fit. I come down quite a ways. And cover out, so I think these will be a satisfactory fit. And then when the person goes off-roading, it's just a few screws to pop out. And away you go. But yes, these are WeatherTech mud flaps. 12-0-100 for the rear. Oh, I've had the mud flaps on for a week. Driving in the slushy, snowy roads, and it's been keeping the side of the Jeep clean. You can see, just pulled it in the shop. Just a little bit of dirt here, collecting on the fenders instead of the whole side of the Jeep like it used to. So after a week, I'm satisfied. My wife's happy. She's not getting her clothes dirty climbing in and out. So far, these mud flaps made a big difference. And they're curled back enough that I'm suspecting I'm still going to have time or space to add the 37s next year when it comes time to change the tires out, because they're rolled back really nice. So far, these WeatherTech mud flaps are doing a great job. Recommended to be used. So guys, I just wanted to do a quick update on the front diff drain plug. I did a little work to it. I forgot to record it, but I removed the front cover and then tapped the hole with a 1/2 inch MPT. Now I got that plug up so it's nice and flush. I could have run the tap up a bit more, but I didn't want that to plug with mud, not be able to get it out. But now it's a nice smooth surface across there. So yeah, that would definitely help. It's almost like the tap at the Jeep isn't going deep enough. But yeah, that's the last little bit of work I did to that to get rid of that protrusion. So now it's a nice flat finish across there. But yeah, I'm still going to invest in the front diff skids for the future, for any kind of a rock crawling trail. But yeah, so one thing to help if you're at the dealership or in your backyard, just run a 1/2 inch MPT tap in a little bit further till you get your plug to the depth you want. So if you're liking these videos, I know this is only my second one, but please like, share, and then subscribe. Put any comments down there that might be interested in seeing in the future. But like I mentioned, it's winter here in northern Alberta, so probably won't be much fresh videos until the new year. And so you'll see lots of our trip from last year and maybe some of our JK travels to fill the winter gaps in, but you will not miss out on watching the channel with some of our trips that we've taken and their experiences. And moving forward into 2020 will be a good year. So like, subscribe, and share, and leave some comments. And hopefully we can make the channel better as we grow and continue into 2020. Thank you for watching.